Look, Indonesian TVs are really bad, and I think I can say that for a lot of people. And in this video, I'm going to try to break it down to you why that's the case and how that's probably not going to change for quite a while. So, you know what? Let's just jump right into the video. It's a 20-minute video. Get comfortable. So back when I was in elementary school, like before 2010, we didn't have internet or smartphones, and it wasn't very popular either, in my hometown at least. And my only source of entertainment was only the TV. And you know what? I thought TV was great, I guess. I mean, the only option was either that or the radio, and I think visual and audio is always better than just the visual. So yeah, sure, the TV was great. But as time went, I entered middle school and internet started to become a thing in my life. I often spend my lunch money on going to internet cafe and play a lot of online Facebook games like Insan Aquarium, Ninja Saga, and so on and so forth. And you know what? It was really fun. I mean, even though the internet was so slow back then, I'm talking like 200 kilobyte download speed was considered fast. YouTube started to become a thing, and other kinds of entertainment also starting to appear on the internet, like TV series, countless titles of anime you can also illegally download, porn or educational videos. And one time I went back to TV and I realized how much TV sucks. Like, everyone is doing the same bullshit. Nothing is entertaining, and I think I said that for a lot of people at this point. So what do they have? They have overly dramatic download shows, talk shows with overly used jokes, a bazillion title of uninteresting, low-budget, cringy soap opera. Now the question is, why that's the case? Well, that simple question has a pretty complicated answer, and let's try to talk about it one by one. Let's see from the production side, the TV company side. What do you think are the two most important things so that TV companies can make good shows? I would argue the answer is people and money. So for people, I think Indonesia is now really lacking on that. I mean, I think we have amazing directors, actors and actresses who can make good shows. So maybe in this context, the problem is the second one. Money. Generally speaking, there are two ways that TV companies can make money. One is through advertisement or product placement, and two is through you and me, the viewers, the people. Well, for ads, it's quite obvious, right? If your show is good, then a lot of people watching your show, then companies would want to put ads of their products in your show or in between your show, and then they pay a certain amount of money for that. Pretty simple. However, the second one is quite problematic in Indonesia. You see, generally there are two ways that you can access TV channels in your house. One is through using FTA signal or free-to-air signal, which the name implies, it's free. So these TV companies broadcast an unencrypted signal through the radio frequency, and then you just need to prepare some kind of a receiving device and then display it on your TV. That's free, you don't have to pay anything for that. And the second one is, of course, the paid version. You pay some certain amount of money monthly to get high-quality TV service. For Indonesia, that's something like Indovision, Next Media, Transvision, and so on and so forth. And here's the thing, most Indonesians use FTA signal to watch TV. Ain't nobody paying shit for shitty TV, right? Up top. Well, yeah, but at the same time, that makes TV companies have lower revenue, which is indirectly stopping them from making less shitty shows. So yeah, that's a fun loophole. Besides, using cheap antenna is often good enough to receive the FTA signal anyway. Most of us are poor and can't spend that much money for such thing. We have other priorities like cigarette and fidget spinner. It's in very contrast with Western media like BBC, for example, that gains like 70 to 80% of their revenue from subscription money. And I think that is one of the biggest driving factors on how BBC can make such high-quality TV shows like Sherlock Holmes and Peaky Blinders, even though the pathetic people like you and me keep illegally downloading them every day. You download them illegally, right? No, you don't have Netflix subscription. You don't have BBC subscription. You download them illegally, just like me. Yeah. We both are pathetic, shut up. So I mentioned about how TV channels make money out of ads, right? So how does it actually work? Well, let's say there's a company named, thinking about some good corporation name. Let's say it's a Big Anime TD Corporation, and Big Anime TD Corporation sells mousepad with Big Anime TD as its armrest. It's a thing, by the way, look it up. Pretty cool. And big animated corporation wants people to know about their product, big animated mousepad, so they want to put ads in TV. But when should they put their ads in and how much should they pay for it? I mean, there's a lot of TV programs in every day, right? So to decide those kind of things, we have something called rating system. So rating just simply means how popular a show is. The higher the rating, the more people watching that show at any given time, which means that if the rating is higher, there are more people watching that shows. And if you put ads in between those shows, there's a higher probability that people will see your products, which means there's a high probability that people wants to buy big animated corporations, big animated mousepad. Everything sounds normal, right? Well, yeah, unless one thing, or a couple things. This data that equates the rating of every TV program's validity is questionable because there is only one company funded fully by TV companies that do this research. The name of the company is Nielsen, as you probably have heard of them. It doesn't matter as long as the data is good, right? Well, on paper, yeah, but not really. Since this research is fully funded by TV companies, they cannot really take that many data points that can represent Indonesia as a whole. Because Nielsen have to put this device called people meter in each TV, in each individual houses that they pick as their data points to show their behavior on what show they're watching at any given time, who are watching that show, so on and so forth. That thing is expensive. Number two, since this research is fully funded by TV companies, not funded or at least subsidized by the government, this data remains secret and only accessible for TV companies to see, so general people like you and me cannot really see and sort of validate or something. Number three, this data can only show like what is the most watched TV channel at any given time. It doesn't really tell you if people are actually satisfied with the TV channels or the program in the TV channels that we actually have right now. Well, I'm not really 100% sure if this is correlated or not, but maybe that's one of the reasons why more and more people are leaving TV these days, especially younger generation. Because even the rating that TV companies are trying to pursue is not even based on data that is best representation of what people feel about TV companies right now. Well, that's it, then just make the government fund the goddamn research, eifzed. Well, yeah, you're right. So that's exactly what the government did. Yay, government! Just kidding, they did the exact opposite of that. For some reason, they make their own research. An organization named Komisi Penyiaran Indonesia, or Indonesian Broadcasting Commission, which from now on will be referred as KPI, holds their own research on this. And it turns out that their research is worse than Nielsen's research. Wow, what a surprise! Oh yeah, I think I should also mention the fact that this research is funded by taxpayers' money. So yeah, that's a good use case of the tax money, I guess. Even more ironic is that Indonesia has its own organization for doing some research stuff. The name is Badan Pusat Statistik. I think they can hold this kind of stuff better than, you know, some other organization that is not even focused to make research like KPI. Why don't they just let Badan Pusat Statistik do that? Or heck, let Nielsen do that. Just freaking fund them, man. To make good shows, you gotta have rules, or I suppose rulers that support it or at least allow it to happen. But KPI is like literally the opposite of that. Let me introduce you to the wonders of KPI. They make rules and guidelines on what thing you can and you can't do in the broadcasting industry. That's TV and radio. But for now, let's just focus on the TV because we only care about the TV, right? Who listens to radio these days, right? Okay, so what is this KPI and what is like their core value in this case? So to know more about that, let's head over to its official website when you can see their vision and mission, and so we can know what they're actually up to. I don't know about you guys, but after I read this, the impression that I got about KPI is that they really see TV as a media to formally educate and create better society or whatever. I have two problems about this. One, it sort of feels pretentious and disconnected to what people actually perceive TV to be. Like they have these big words, they want to achieve big things for society or whatever, which I think is good from one perspective, but they're really making TV like too educational, too nationalist, to the point that watching TV should feel like a chore for everyone. TV can be about that, but it can't always be about that. Like, I think most people who watch TV on a daily basis just trying to find joy and fun on TV, trying to find temporary escape from their stressful and tiring life. And sometimes joy and fun should just be about joy and fun and not about, creating better society for nations good. By the way, what's more ironic is that you can't even find any word entertainment in their vision and mission. Like, that's not what TV is about. It's not about entertainment. It's about creating better society, guys. It's about being very nationalist. I love my country. We'll see the result and consequences of this mindset when we dive deeper into the broadcasting guideline that they impose. Number 2, KPI is in control of all kinds of broadcasting companies, both private-owned and government-owned companies. And I think this is kind of problematic because government-owned companies and private-owned companies have a slight yet significant difference on what they're trying to pursue. All this creating better society for nations good, and I love this country bullshit might suit at the very least for government-owned TV like TVRI. But for private-owned companies like Global TV, TV One, and Net TV are mostly trying to find profit by making good shows and attracting brands to put ads in their TV. I don't think it's okay to put them in the same box like this. This just hurts the industry for everyone. Let's dive deeper into the actual broadcasting guideline that KPI made. Why am I making this hand gesture? I don't know. You will subscribe to my channel. By the way, the link to download this broadcasting guideline is available on their official website, and I'll put it in the description box below. Shut up. Chapter 5. We must respect social values that exist in society. What does it mean? Which society are you talking about? Indonesia consists of many different cultures and values. Which one would you pick?
Hey, I don't want a big anime TV mousepad commercial on my TV because that's not even our culture, and big anime TV corporation.
Like, shut the fuck up, Karen. Chapter 6. We cannot make fun out of people's profession to avoid negative impact in society. Why? 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 When was this a thing? Chapter 13. No display of violence. So they cut or blur parts in movies in any broadcasting time that includes killing and fighting. Like, all of the action movies that air in TV are just pointless at this point because we cannot have action in action movies. And of course, my favorite one, Chapter 12, no display of sexual content. So they cut or blur Sandy Chick's body, the character from SpongeBob SquarePants, whenever she is wearing a bikini. Why? Why? Oh my god, why? What I'm thinking is that the reason why they impose this is because they catch one of their employees jerking off to Sandy Cheeks. It's like, no, my employees jerking off to Sandy Cheeks, then maybe kids would do that too. So yeah, let's just cut the whole thing off. Like, we're not gonna show Sandy Cheeks' body that wears bikini. I mean, at least Sandy Cheeks is still wearing a thing. Like, think about Plankton or like Tom and Jerry for that matter. They're not wearing anything. Like why? Why? Oh.
Like, this is a misogynistic thing, huh? Is it because Sandy Chick is a woman, so you treat them differently, huh? You're not progressive enough, KPI, huh?
I can feel my leg.
By the way, what's ironic too about this chapter 12 is that even the slightest bit of cleavage would be censored, right? Meanwhile, this was how a Japanese woman dressed back in the day. If anyone dresses like this on TV, they would definitely censor it. Hey KPI, I thought in chapter 5 you say we must respect our cultural values, huh? This is one of them. What is this? What is this bullshit? Explain. So why did I bother talking about these rules? Well, to me, these rules are just ridiculously silly and unimportant. They make Indonesian TV that is already bad becomes worse. To me, having this many rules doesn't help anyone and instead limit creativity on what things you can do on TV. Do you think TV companies will be able to make great shows like Sherlock Holmes, Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones season 1 to 7 if these rules exist, even though they have all the budget and people needed? Of course no! And speaking about being able to make good shows, I think we should talk a little bit about Net TV. Net TV is a national television that started airing in 2013, so compared to other national televisions like Indonesia, Net TV is pretty new in the game. So Net TV has, or I suppose had, a CEO who is this guy who used to work in this TV company. So basically this guy said, you know what, I'm sick of Indonesian TV, I'm gonna make my own TV but like good. So that's how Net TV started, and yeah, I think they kind of delivered those promises. When other TV channels make boring, cringy, unimportant dangdut shows, Net TV makes like cool shows that invites expensive international artists. Nobody's ever done that in Indonesia before, I think. While other TVs makes shitty soap opera and talk shows, Net TV makes better soap opera and talk shows. So the bottom line is that Net TV invests so much to make good TV and sort of motivate other TV channels to do the same. But here's two problems though. One, other TV channels wouldn't try to compete with Net TV to make good shows. Probably because they don't have the money, and probably because they have a really terrible sense of competitions between other TV channels, so they don't really want to be the very best TV channels there is in Indonesia. Number two, Net TV sort of forget that the demography of people that they're trying to sell their product to has already left the chat. I mean, left the TV itself, which is like mostly like modern society, younger generation, so on and so forth. I mean, you can clearly see that from the style of shows that they have. And of course, they also wouldn't come back simply one TV being good, right? All TV should try to compete each other to become the very best in the game. Only then people would come back because all of the TV starting to become good. So what's the result then? Well, even now, Net TV has fallen into the same pit that every other TV channels have always been. They cut out shows that have big budget production. They even have a show that is literally dedicated to just talk about videos from the internet, like from YouTube and TikTok. So sad, such a contrast. A bit of a sidetrack here. If you see like TV channels showing shows from Korea, Japan, India or whatever, that's not because they're generous for showing these shows on their TV, but it's because that it's a lot cheaper to buy a license of a show and actually show it on your TV rather than actually making the show yourself. So all those cartoon, anime, K-drama, Bollywood movies that you see on TV is actually their way of saving cost production because it's a lot cheaper, and you can almost guarantee that people will like them because they're already popular shows to begin with, right? So people will love them, people will watch them, and the rating will go up. So now we know the funding is problematic, the data that calculates the rating system is problematic, the rule and rulers are problematic, and even the TV channels themselves are problematic because of the absence of competition in between them. So what is the result of all this mess? Well, more and more people are leaving TV now. People would rather to pay a little extra for internet data so that they can access online content like YouTube, where there are so many varieties of content made by so many people, which are very often a lot better than what we have on TV. It's not uncommon too nowadays for Indonesians to have Netflix subscription because it's just so much better than what we have on TV. As a result of this, well then maybe less and less companies would want to put ads on TV since nobody's watching TV anymore, right? Which means that if the trend stays like this, then TV channels would just cease into existence. Which means that big animated corporation won't put their big animated mousepad on TV anymore. You don't want that, right? But seriously though, TV companies are also taxpayers and job providers for a lot of people. So their contribution to the society is not at all negligible. So their existence and success are also important for all of us. Right now, I feel like the only reason why there are still people watching TV is because, well, they don't know any better or they don't have any other options, just like how I was back in 2010. Because, well, frankly, not everyone has internet in Indonesia so that they can compare how bad national TV shows are to a bazillion other online content that is available to you. So when TV people say that they keep making these shitty shows because a lot of people are still watching it, they actually refer to a generation of people that doesn't know any better than what they have on TV, which sooner or later will be replaced with a new generation that is completely detached from the TV that we have today. So unless we want Indonesian TV channels to disappear into the void, we must do something about it. Make Indonesian TV great again, or make Indonesian TV great for the first time. I don't know, whatever. Hey, thank you so much for watching. It's been really fun shooting this video. It took us a couple of hours. Thank you for Agam for helping me to shoot this video. What do you guys think about this video? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. You guys can also suggest what should I talk about in the next video. Please leave a like, that really motivates me to make another one of these videos. So thank you, have a great day, bye bye.